Hi, I'm psychologist Jitin Joy. In this video, I'm going to speak about how to develop sitting tolerance in children having autism. I have heard many parents saying that, sir, my child sits very well with the therapist. He gives proper eye contact to the therapist. He follows instructions there. He responds to name calling. But that is not happening with me. He doesn't sit at home with me. As a therapist, they are not doing some magic to make the child sit. There are many factors that you need to consider before working with the child. I would like to give some tips how to develop sitting tolerance. The first thing that as a parent have to consider is, like, children having autism, they have sensory issues, they have problem in attention concentration, they have skill deficit, they don't know how to play with a toy, or they don't know to do what they have to do with a material like pegboard or something like that. They don't know how to play with it. They have obsessions, they have stubborn. So there are many factors that is affecting them. We have to consider all this first. Then above that, what I have to tell is that the first, if you are planning to improve sitting tolerance in your child, the first thing that you have to do is you have to sit with the child on the floor. Wherever the child is sitting, it can be on the floor, on the bed. You sit with the child and start playing with him, like giving the blocks which he needs, or moving the car by making sound. So in this way you can start playing with the child, so he slowly tried to connect with us, start engaging with us. So next thing that you can do is that you can have to slowly change the way they play with the toy. Like if the child is keep on looking the wheels, slowly we can make them play on the floor by moving the car, or you can keep it on a ramp and you can move the car on the ramp. Or if the child is keep on making a tower or train with the blocks, you can place it on a pattern. Like you can say draw the same color pattern, block pattern on a paper, and you can place this cards sorry this blocks on the pattern. In this way you can slowly change the way they do the things. Then next thing you can do is, slowly you can take the activity to a table, so that the child slowly comes with you and sit on the table. The second thing that you can do is that giving a simple and age appropriate activity. If the child is not sitting in a place and he's keep on moving here and there, and you are trying to teach him abcd or 1 2 3, it's like standing in front of a mountain. It will be very difficult for the child. So we have to select activities which is very easy and age appropriate means it's not the physical age of the child. Sometimes the child may be 5 years old or 6 years old, but his mental age may be 2 years or 3 years. So accordingly we have to select some activities, or it can be shapes, or keeping beads or something like that. So we have to select age appropriate activity when we work with the child. The next thing we can do is that a structured play or a routine, and some routine in the activity that we do. See, children having autism, they have certain routines. They stick to certain routines. If there is any change in the daily routine, they'll get disturbed. So what we can do is that initially, when you sit with the child, if you are making him do 4 activities, like first it can be a bead, keeping the bead, or second it can be keeping some blocks, third it can be like coloring, fourth it can be like some activities like a foam box, keeping shapes in the box. So if we are doing 4 activities consistently, we have to do this every day, same activity, so that the child knows that, okay, my mother or father will make me to do this activity, I know that. Because they don't have the ability to think what will happen next, and it will create anxiety. Because of anxiety they will not cooperate. But if you are doing the same activity, then they will come to know, okay, these are all I know, this activity, so I can do that. So we have to bring a routine in the activity that we are doing initially. Later, after 1 month or few weeks, what you can do is, like, slowly you can change one by one activity, and later, if you are entirely changing the activity also, they will cooperate with us. Because once they are used to the routine and not routine, when they are used to this process, then they can adapt to the change easily. So that is what you can do. The third thing, that routine. The next thing is reinforcement is magic. Actually, you can do whatever you want with the child by using reinforcement. See, after, if you're taking four activities, like first bead, keeping beads in the bottle, soon after the activity you have to give a new toy or reinforcement to the child. It should not be something the child is having obsession. Suppose you can give a toy, and immediately after 1 minute or 30 seconds you can remove the toy and you can give the next activity. So when we do initially, there may be some struggle in doing this, because once the child gets the toy, he may not be willing to do that, but we have to somehow take it away and keep it away, and we have to give the next activity. So after every activity, when we give this kind of toys or something, he will form that trust with us, like, okay, I'll get the toy immediately after this activity. So what happens, he will start doing more activity for this toy. And one more thing that many of the parents doesn't follow is that this toy or whatever we are giving as a reinforcement should not be available after this time. For example, I'll just say that, okay, we are saying to a child, like, if you are doing this, you can watch TV, but the child knows that even after this activity, I can, even without doing this activity, I can watch TV, because it's always available there, and it will be like, after this activity, he will be anyway, he'll be watching TV. So the reinforcement that we are giving should be limited only in this time period, or only when you sit with the child. So the next thing is distraction free environment. If there is lot of distraction in the environment, whether it can be sound or bright light, or it can be some pictures on the wall, this all makes the child distracted, because children with having autism, they have sensory issues. Because of these sensory issues, they will get obsessed with some pictures or some moving things, lights or something like that. They keep on looking at it. Or it can be auditory as well. If there is any noise or some sound from outside, they'll get distracted. So it's very important to have a distraction free environment. The next thing that we can see is like consistency. That is very important. That is what happens in a therapy center. When you take the child to a therapy center, every day they give the therapy. So because of this consistency, we can see the change. But at home, that may not be happening. Like one day the parent may be sitting with the child, after 2 days the parent may be sitting. So this will not help the child in any way. So there is no other substitute for that. You have to sit with the child. That can be like, not for if you don't have time for 1 hour or something, it's not required. 40 minutes in a day, that is must. So you have to have a consistent manner working with the child. That will surely help in improving sitting tolerance in your child. So these are all the factors which helps the child in improving sitting tolerance. And if you have any queries or any doubts, you can comment it below. I hope you like this video. If you like the video, subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.